Hi, today I'll be going over 5.3, which is add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. So for adding and subtracting polynomials, what you're going to do is combine like terms. Okay, so for this first one here, we are going to look for the like terms and combine what we can. So I'm going to start with the highest degree. So that would be x to the fourth. So I have a negative 6x to the fourth plus a 5x to the fourth. So that's going to be negative x to the fourth. Next, I have 6x cubed, and that's it. So minus 6x cubed. Then for the squared, I only have the 3x squared. So that'll be plus 3x squared. And then for the x, I have negative 6x and 4x. So that's going to be minus 2x. And my 5 is the only constant left. So that's how we add. Then to subtract, the first step would be to distribute the negative. So the first part stays the same. Oops. And we can rewrite this as negative x cubed minus 4x squared plus 12x minus 4. And then we're going to do the same thing of combining like terms. So the highest power is the third power, and there's only one of them. Next would be squared. So we have 2x squared minus 4x squared. So that's going to be negative 2x squared. And then we have the x. And there's only 12x. So plus 12x. And then last, we're going to look at the constants. So negative 8 plus negative 4 is negative 12. Okay, next we're going to multiply polynomials. So this is where you'll have to distribute a lot. Okay, so for this first one, we're going to distribute the x to all of the other terms. So that's going to be x cubed plus 2x squared minus 11x. And we also have to distribute the 4 to everything in the second part. So that's going to be plus 4x squared plus 8x minus 44. So then from here, I'm going to combine like terms. So there's no other x cubed, so I'm going to write that first. We have 2x squared plus 4x squared, so that's 6x squared. We have negative 11x plus 8x, so that's negative 3x, and then minus 44. Okay, next we have 3 terms that we're multiplying. So you can pick any 2 that you want to multiply first, and then you'll have to multiply whatever you get for your final answer times the last one. So I'm just going to multiply the first 2 just because like they're already next to each other and in order. So that would be 6x squared minus 4x, and then I'm going to multiply the 1. So that'll be plus 3x minus 2. So I was multiplying the first 2, but I still have to multiply all of this by 4x minus 3. But before I do that, I want to simplify this just so I can kind of make everything combined. So this would be 6x squared minus x minus 2, since we can combine the negative 4x and the 3x. And we're going to multiply that to 4x minus 3. So from here, you can distribute the first part, which is the 6x squared minus x minus 2, like distribute 3 times to the second part, which is the 4x minus 3. Or you can distribute the 4x minus 3 to everything in the first part. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to choose to distribute this way, just because it's not as many like steps, I guess. So that would be 24x to the third minus 4x squared minus 8x. And then, ooh, sorry, I erased too much. And then we also want to distribute the -3. So that's going to be negative 18x squared plus 3x plus 6. So now I'm going to combine like terms. So there's no other x cubed, so 24x cubed. We have negative 4x squared minus 18x squared, so that's minus 22x squared. And we have negative 8x plus 3x, so that's minus 5x. And we have our constant at the end, so plus 6. Okay, there are some special cases. So there is the sum and difference, which is kind of like the opposite or like backwards of difference of two squares. So if we have a plus b times a minus b, when you multiply that, you'll get a squared minus b squared. Then we have square of a binomial, which is like the perfect square trinomial when we were factoring. So a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And the last one is square of a binomial. So if we have a plus b cubed, that would be a cubed plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. And a minus b cubed would be a cubed minus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared minus b cubed. Okay, so for this first one, we have 2x plus 9y times 2x minus 9y. So this is the sum and difference. If it helps, you can write a equals 2x, so that's the first part, and b equals 9y, which is the second part. And we want to plug this into a squared minus b squared. So that'll be 2x squared minus 9y squared. So that'll be 4x squared minus 81y squared. Okay, and this next one, we have 3x minus 7y cubed. So we're using the cube of a binomial equation, and we're going to be using the bottom one since it's a minus. So, So a would be the first part, which is 3x, and b would be 7y. So it's not negative 7y because we're using this equation here. So a is the first part, and then the minus is already part of the equation. Okay, so we're going to plug everything into a cubed minus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared minus b cubed. So now that we know what a and b are, we're just going to plug it all into this equation. So that would be 3x cubed minus 3 times 3x squared times 7y plus 3 times 3x times 7y squared minus 7y cubed. So 3x to the third is going to be 27x cubed. And then we get negative 3 times 9x squared times 7y plus 3 times 3x times 49y squared minus 343y cubed. So now I'm just going to multiply in the areas where I didn't. So this would be 27x cubed minus 189x squared y plus 441xy squared minus 343y cubed. And that's it. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!